Hell yeah, I'm pissed, Whoopi. Yes,
So I'm glad President Trump got on the phone and got this thing straightened out. Yes, we're going to have your plant here. Yes, we'll accept your investment, but that investment is not to employ your people. It's to employ our people.
I was the one that reported the information that I had to ICE, but it goes beyond just someone working illegally. Let me explain to you. These people are working for slave wages. Some are not getting paid. Some are being trafficked. They send money home to their country.
So here's a question. Last week, Georgia Hyundai plant, where over 450 people were taken into custody, suspected of living and working illegally. Over 300 of them were South Korean. Did you know they were here to build a plant to create American jobs?
Oh, wow.
And they rounded them up.
And I mean, let's be real. This isn't about sanctuary cities. This isn't about rounding up rough, bad people. This is about y'all being pissed off about something. Because if this was about rounding up people who were bad for the country, you all would be doing a totally different kind of job. That is my opinion. And that's what I'm putting out, because you asked people to come in and build this for you. You asked them in. You said, here's the job. And then you say, oh, and we're arrested.
What is she talking about?
She just is dumb. Oh, my Lord, she's dumb.
All right, let's get into this. Let's get into it, because they've been gone for so long. We got to give it to them, and we got to give them a heaping helping the truth. Shirley, what are your thoughts on this?
Hell yeah, I'm pissed, Whoopi. Yes, they should be rounded up. First of all, South Korea has the nerve to send people here illegally when we have over 35,000 Americans and some Koreans buried on their soil or who died in their war. Technically, we're still at war, because that 1953 armistice on the DMZ means that we still have Americans bordering and guarding their country. The nerve of South Korea. So hell yeah, I'm pissed, Whoopi. They don't belong here illegally. We want them to come, but they better come correct. That's what we want. So get out. This is a raid, and they are rounded up and shipped back across the Pacific.
All right. Yeah, Nicole, she said they rounded the illegals up for no reason. They're illegal, right? What are your thoughts?
Do you know, it's very interesting. Most of those South Koreans came on a B1 visa, right? And this is why it's quote unquote illegal. The B1 visa doesn't give you permission to work here. You can come and go to a conference. You can, put out your wares like at a trade show, that kind of thing. But what you can't do is live and work here and collect a paycheck. And they knew that, because in order to get that B1 visa, you pay your 400 and some loose change, maybe almost $500. That's the new application fee. It's $185 plus the new $250. You do that, and you have to sit down and be interviewed. So this means that these people were coached on what to say, how to say it, in order to gain entry, to not raise a red flag. Now, there are many, many layers to this, bullshit shit that's going on here at this Hyundai plant, because it seems to me, if I'm working USCIS and there are 475 South Koreans who all have very similar answers, who are all working at the same plant, contract work, that's a red flag. That's a huge red flag. And as many people say, well, it's a victimless crime. Tell that to people who are unemployed who live there, right? Because that's who those jobs are supposed to go to. When we made that deal to have that EV plant there, it wasn't so South Korea could fly their people in and make the American money, right? And then go back home at their leisure. I mean, there are many reports that these people, some of them who were arrested, were wearing designer clothes, driving very expensive cars. I'm not talking about the guy who jumped into the waste pool. I'm talking about the other people who were like, you can arrest me, I'll be out before you finish the paperwork. Those people. This was intentional. This was very much intentional. So I'm glad President Trump got on the phone and got this thing straightened out. Yes, we're going to have your plant here. Yes, we'll accept your investment, but that investment is not to employ your people. It's to employ our people. And if that's going to be a problem, honey, pack it up with your kimchi and hit the bricks. We don't need you here. We really don't.
Yeah. Tyrone, the site is key to Hyundai's $7.6 billion EV push in Georgia, creating thousands of jobs, but raising questions about labor sourcing. What are your thoughts on this raid?
Well, I would like to say that Nicole just destroyed any chance at a kimchi sponsorship for the Pop and Politics program. But besides that, look, one of the reasons why they wanted to bring Koreans over here is because they literally work their people sometimes to death. Okay. Koreans we have a very good friend who is a former executive for Samsung, and not going home after 12 hours is very common. So they knew that they couldn't come over here and do that with Americans. So they decided to play this little end run, but I'm happy to see the administration take the tack that they did, because that's part of the missing link in this whole immigration argument. If corporations were not cutting corners and still employing people who are not legally, supposed to be working here, then there wouldn't be people coming here. Okay. So thus far we focused on the individuals who have come here. But what about the people that are the companies that are employing them? Okay, knowing that they're not supposed to be working. So I think you can find a bunch of people. The left has been out there saying, well, you're not going to find that level of expertise in that area. Well, that's fine. America's a very big country with 300 million people in it. And I think that you could probably find more than enough folk that are willing to go down there and work for a real wage, hours a day. You can kick in some overtime if you want. You pay for it. But I totally agree with the administration. It's time to start looking at these corporations too.
Absolutely. And I think a good amount of Americans agree outside of the hens on The View. Okay. And that takes us to this next clip. Our next segment is our Unapologetically American segment. And so this kind of runs in parallel to actually with this topic that we're talking about here tonight. So in this Unapologetically American segment, this is a segment where we basically shout out stories of people that are doing something unapologetically American. So they are either just, talking about American business, talking about American muscle. It's just something that really shouts out the love for America, proudly spotlighting it, American strength, American boldness, American prosperity. And guess what? We don't apologize for putting America first anywhere in the world. And so that brings us to this next clip of the whistleblower. The whistleblower who uncovered these illegals working at this Hyundai plant.
So there were 452 illegals apprehended at the Hyundai mega plant construction site yesterday near Savannah. And I was the one that reported the information that I had to ICE. But it goes beyond just someone working illegally. Let me explain to you. These people are working for slave wages. Some are not getting paid. Some are being trafficked. They send money home to their country. They give money to their handler. They have hardly anything left. They live in homes 5 families deep, have no quality of life. It's modern day slavery. So if you think that ICE is just going in and ripping people out of their jobs, these hardworking people that want a better life, well, guess what? Politicians have really screwed these people, because when they came here, they thought they were, hey, the border's open, we're coming in, we're going to get the 5-star treatment, and we can go to the big Walmart, and we can live in a 5-star hotel, and that's just not how it is. It's very bad conditions, very inhumane, and the Biden administration started a humanitarian crisis. So y'all can't just look at it like they're ripping good people off the job. They're probably saving their lives in the long run.
Wow. Well done, Mama. Well done. And this is what we're talking about when we say unapologetically American. And this segment is sponsored by our merch store. We have these shirts that say unapologetically American. And she is the quintessential part of that.
I said woohoo for that woman, that mom. And I think more Americans are going to be, I guess you want to call it whistleblowing on the companies that they know, where they have seen and knows that they know that this illegal hiring has been going on for some time. I suspect we're going to see more of this. Tom Homan, Kristi Noem, President Trump, all of you, they get the caravans loaded, get all the white vans or whatever, get them loaded, because you are definitely going to across the country cleaning up America and the companies. And where there are companies who are hiring these illegals, they should be fined. They should be fined, because like we always say, it's really when it gets down to the money, that's when they understand. So that's what they need to do. Find them. And then hopefully they will stop hiring these illegals, because there is some incentive. There is some incentive to hire illegals over Americans. So we need to remove that incentive. More of this is going to come.
Yeah. Yeah, Tyrone. I mean, this is what I don't understand. The Democrats are on the wrong side of this. They continue to advocate and support these illegals, but hardworking Americans seem to be pushing back against it.
The Democrats, they don't dig Americans or America. I mean, look, they on every issue, every single issue that is beneficial to the American people, they oppose it vehemently. All right. Illegal immigration, a reduction in crime. You've got people marching, Democrats in the thousands, marching in the streets in opposition of peace and prosperity. So, hey, when people tell you who they are, believe them. This needs to be, and I honestly believe what we're seeing is the death throes of the Democrat Party. The party of Jefferson Davis is finally coming to an end. Because, I mean, look, you can be for illegal immigrants all day, every day, but they're not voting in congressional, senatorial, and presidential elections.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be. Right. So, I mean, they can, the cemeteries get pretty active around election time. It's true, but not in the numbers that we're seeing convert from Democrat to Republican. And let me just land the plane on this. Remember, we're not seeing Democrats switch to independent. We are seeing millions of Democrats switch to Republican. So that tells you that's a definitive choice, and people are tired of the BS. So keep it up, Democrats. Keep it up.
Yeah. Nicole, what are your thoughts on what she said? She sounded the alarm on these people.
Well, I think she did the right thing. And the very interesting part about her sounding that alarm, and the part that I give my hat off to her, is that she blew a hole into the Democrats' argument that Trump only wants to deport brown people. He rounded up a bunch of yellow folk and was like, look here, we're not doing this with you guys. You got the wrong kind of visas. You overstand. The entire company has to go. All of you. And it wasn't just an arrest and put them in the van. Yet they showed them on TV getting the chain around the waist and the arm and the hand and the leg shackles. I mean, they shackled them up like they were Hannibal Lecter, and they were doing it straight face. They didn't have it to do. They arrested them just like their names were Hector and Juan. They had no problem doing their job. So that shuts down a whole lot of this, Jasmine Crockett-esque, it's only Black people type of argument. Another point that I wanted to make about her is I think the part that really melted my heart was not so much the immigration portion of it, but she's saying, you guys don't understand. Yeah, it's illegal immigration and nobody likes that, but these people are actual modern day slaves, right?
Mhm.
We don't like slavery in the United States. It's not who we are. It's not how we do it. That's in our past. We're looking toward our future, the golden era, and we're not going to have that here on our shores. And for that, she should get everybody's praise. She did a fantastic job blowing that whistle. And I agree with Shelley. More people are going to start doing it. More people are going to stop looking the other way, because ultimately, being a whistleblower, not just for the likes and you know, the pats on the back and that kind of thing, is the right thing to do. And it helps your entire community, because now 475 people are going to get hired.
Absolutely. So folks, as you all come in, please hit that like button and subscribe. We need you. It helps to build a community, build this channel. We're the young kids in this movement, but we want to be bigger. We want to grow. So please, as you all come in, hit that like button. It helps to get us out in front of a wider audience, and subscribe. All right. We're not through with this topic yet, though. Again, people are behind President Trump for busting this immigration plant in this plant, for doing this, having these illegal immigrants.
While y'all out here getting crazy mad about Donald Trump, he's still doing the motherfucking thing. I live in the state of Georgia, and they had raided the Hyundai factory in Georgia, and they arrested 475 immigrants working in there. And as they were bringing them out, I saw iPhones, I saw name brand clothes on these immigrants, I saw all this stuff. Hyundai fucked up and ignored all protocol and hired a whole bunch of illegals. Now what, Hyundai? What the fuck you gonna do now? They done detained 475. And then when you looked at the parking lot, they had all them nice vehicles, all at the motherfucking American expenses. And then some of y'all, they just here to work. Well, while they were here, why didn't they want to get legal? Y'all just kill me with the bullshit. I'm glad ICE doing what the fuck they do. ICE keep up the good goddamn work. And Hyundai, one question. Are y'all hiring?
All right, Whoopi, did you hear that? Did you hear that? She told it, and she was exactly right. Shelley, what is your thoughts?
I love her. You can't add anything to it. I give her props. And I hope she gets a job at Hyundai. And I do want to say this. Just don't be I don't know, surprised about the name brand items that they may have been wearing. Koreans do a very good job of imitating and making clothes and imitating name brands. So they probably got it from home and had it sent here, but it might not have been the real deal. But nevertheless, that woman is on point.
And the cars, though, she said the car had these high-end cars as well. Nicole, what do you think? What she said?
Yeah, there were quite a few people on the internet who were saying the same thing. You know, I think there are probably different classes of migrants who worked at this Hyundai plant. I think maybe some of them were handlers. We see the same kind of phenomenon when we have people trafficked up from the southern border. Those people live pretty good. The traffickers, the coyotes, make pretty good money bringing people in and out. And I'm sure that's probably what was going on at that Hyundai plant, because some of these people were dirt poor. I mean, how poor do you have to be to jump into a pond full of human waste to try to get away from it? It's a pond. It's a pond. You could swim across to the other side. You're still on the other side of a very small body of water. So I think the panic had set in, and they had nowhere to go and nothing to do. And for some of them being repatriated back to Korea, South Korea, we don't know what the future holds for them. And as an American, you know, kind of makes you twinge a little bit. But by that same token, they shouldn't have been here in the first place. Should not have been here in the first place.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's not just this incident, Tyrone. You know, there were President Trump just made some EO, I believe, about all truck drivers now have to speak English. And there were various amounts of American truck drivers, Black American truck drivers as well, who were praising this policy because they said we need these jobs. They shouldn't be given to illegals or to foreign, drivers. So it really sounds like a good portion of hardworking Americans are on the side of President Trump when it comes to this illegal immigration. Tyrone, your thoughts on that as well?
Yeah, the truck driving piece is especially important. I mean, we all travel the highways and byways. We saw what happened with that one guy making an illegal U-turn, which, you know, if you're over the age of 25, certain things feel wrong when you're driving. You know when you're doing wrong. And he knew that he was. And so he shouldn't have been out there. So I'm glad to see Trump do what he did there. You know, the other thing, though, with the Hyundai plant, I really believe there needs to be a deeper investigation of that, because some of the people, the way they reacted upon ICE coming in there, like the guy who jumped into the pond, are they using North Koreans as slave labor? Because
This is my
a
point.
South Korean being repatriated to South Korea
Wouldn't be a problem.
it's not a problem. Right. It's not that bad. A South Korean is not going to have difficulty getting the right visas to come in here and do technical work. Okay. So I really think that there's some link with North Korean refugees. And if you've ever looked into the immigration standards of South Korea, they're extremely harsh. They have had roving bands of immigration officers just patrolling the country for well over a decade now. And believe me, you do not want to be apprehended by these guys. Okay. So they understand illegal immigration, but I think there's something deeper here that needs to be investigated.
Agreed. Because
Yeah.
there had to be something to make, you know, what is being purported as an engineer jump into a pond like he's going to abscond. Do you know what I mean? Like when I saw that, I was like, what is he running from?
Yeah.
You
I
know?
thought it was kind of odd too when I first heard it. I'm thinking, why would South Korea even have to do this? We have quote unquote good normal relations with South Korea. So, but it was a little odd. But nevertheless, Anya Haseo.
There you go.
Yeah.